Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 31st. We're going to jump right in here, Scorpio, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. There will be a part 2 linked up in the pinned comment down below, so make sure to check out part 2. But let's see here. This is already looking like a really good reading for you, Scorpio, so I like to see that. But let's see. Let's keep it going here. All right. You start off with this butterfly card, and this card says the soul on it. Could be some sort of transformation that you're going through. You have the Ace of Swords, which could represent a sacrifice. You also have the World coming up at the end. I love it. Really good. The World can represent accomplishment or wrapping something up, completing something. So I do feel that some of you are more kind of going through a transformation at this time. Any of these butterfly cards always remind me of like caterpillar soup. It's like before a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, basically it turns into soup. So I feel for a lot of you, you've been in that, caterpillar soup type of energy, especially having the star card. I'm pretty sure that you always get the tower with me. It's like the first reading in a while where the tower, I don't get tower energy from your reading. So, this could be one of those things where let's just get started. You have the star, and the star is like saying you're finally healing from something that you've been going through for a very long time. So that's kind of like what I get with the star energy. I think your only challenges is this Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is like, is this real life? That's a question I'm getting on this Five of Wands. I feel like things are improving. So it's like when we've been in caterpillar soup for too long, I feel like we can be like, have I really changed? Have things really changed? Have things really changed around me? Is it safe? Can I feel safe? All these questions are popping into my head. And that's kind of like what I'm feeling for you here, Scorpio, is like you're wondering that. And I would say the answer is yes. You have two aces. You're the second water sign that has had two aces in the reading. Two aces next to each other are basically one after the other in these rows. To me is a definite yes to any question that I don't answer. So yes, number one. But also, I kind of feel like it's saying you're safe now. It is time for you to move towards new things, bigger things, something new. Literally, this whole entire row right here, or this diagonal, I should say. You have the star, the Two of Wands, the World. This, to me, is like saying move in this direction, move towards something new, because it will be successful for you. And I really like this for you, Scorpio. Next, you have this Ascendant card. It says entrance, so clearly you're entering into something new. Again, the World card is one of my portal cards. The World card to me represents being born into a new world. It's like being born into something new, being born into a new world, being born in something exciting. So, I've been talking about this for a while. I feel like we are in a new world, but things are very different, and that trend is just going to continue. Things are going to become more different. And I feel like you're just like entering into a new time. I want to see what this next card is. Yeah, you have this Imam Quayle card, and it just says root. The IC is basically the bottom of your chart in astrology. So I do feel like some of you are, it's like kind of like this is talking about basically the first quarter of your chart. These two cards. So there could be a lot of energy in the first quarter of your chart. That could be a focus, like houses 1 through 3 in astrology for you, whatever signs those are for you. That might be something you want to pay attention to, Scorpio, for those of you that are into astrology. In this row, you have the Ace of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Lovers. There could be some sort of truth coming in for you, I feel, with this Ace of Swords. I do feel like communication coming in for you here, but there's an obstacle to overcome with this energy. I do feel like this could be love coming in for you, and like someone is communicating that they want to move towards you, but I just feel like it's also a challenge. The Ace of Swords, the sword cuts both ways. So it might be saying, and what I feel it's saying, is that someone has to make a sacrifice to be with the other person or to move towards the other person. It could just be as simple as a move. Like if you're dealing with a person from a distance, Two of Wands, the World. If there was ever a combination of a long distance relationship, that would be it. I feel like this person is a wish fulfillment, though, so it would be worth it, is what I'm trying to say. If someone were to move here, you have the Hierophant card of marriage. So, again, for some of you, I feel like this could be marriage with a person who maybe has to move towards you, or maybe you have to move towards them. Take it how it resonates. For others, it could just be another sacrifice. You have these 7 of Wands and the Temperance card here. So if you're looking for love, this to me would say allowing someone into your space is the resistance. It could be you, it could be them. Again, take it how it resonates. Someone in this situation is closed off to allowing someone into their personal space, into their home, into their space, whatever you want to call it. And I do feel like this could change, by the way. And I just think it's just something that needs to be communicated, right? It's like some of us definitely don't like having people around us. I'm a Pisces. I live with my brother. And well, he lives with me technically, but he leaves me alone, and that's how I like it, right? So if you're dealing with like a Pisces like me who likes to just live in their cave and watch Netflix all day, then it could be a little bit of a challenge, but not something that's like impossible. You have again, another way to look at this is you being at a crossroads, especially 2 wands with the Lovers. Plain and simple, the answer is to pick the new path. This definitely is, I do feel there's an element of love here for those of you that want it. But again, for most of you, I feel like this is you being at a crossroads with the Lovers. The Lovers is about having to make a choice. In the first quarter readings that I did, there was like a lot of stuff about making decisions based off of your values. I feel like we're kind of getting a value test from the universe right now, where the universe is like saying, are you going to stick up for your values? Are you going to truly live your values? Or are you going to fall a victim to like a shiny object or something like that? It's like we could, maybe we have a job, or maybe we have like a job and an opportunity for a job, and maybe our value is freedom. And maybe one job pays less but is more free, and the other job pays more but is very restrictive. It's like the challenge is to go to the one that pays less. And you might be saying, well, that's crazy. I can't go to a job that pays less. But it's like, maybe what you don't know is that you're actually going to be making 10 times more in the future, because maybe all that freedom lets you create a side business that makes you 10 times more money. So it's kind of like we're experiencing these values tests. I'm not saying they're all going to be like that. It could be the other way around as well. It's like there could be certain things where the universe is like saying, are you going to stick up for your morals, your values at this time? If you pass the test, you're going to be, stepping through this portal very easily, is what I would say to you. The world is like a birth process. Next, you have the purse card. It says pay attention to your finances. And you have this fair woman card. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. As I always say in these general readings, I do not attach gender to my card. So yes, some of you could be dealing with a fair woman, but could be a man, could be any gender, doesn't matter. I do feel like you could just be dealing with a person. I would definitely be very careful of your finances right now. I don't think we need to be paranoid or anything like that, but I mean, just look at, in January, basically this month, crypto fell quite a bit. And, like I said, I said this last year, I'll say it again, if you're in crypto, if you're in any of these markets and things like that, I feel like you need to realize it's going to be very, very volatile. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs is the way that I see it this year. I think there's a lot of opportunity in that. I feel like there clearly, but what I would say is do your research, learn as much as you possibly freaking can. This is not like a thing where you can just be like, oh, I'm going to go buy some Dogecoin and hope that Elon Musk talks about it in like 2 weeks. Not going to work, right? The time for that was when he started talking about it in the first place, right? So again, if you are one of those people who can pay attention and learn as much as you can, then I feel like there's, a lot of value that can be gained. Let's put it that way. But I would definitely pay very close attention to your finances. And pretty much every single person this month, the month of January, has had something about needing to be careful. It's funny because I said something about Chinese astrology in one of my readings. I was talking about backstabbing, and I actually had a person who does Chinese astrology leave a comment, and they basically said what I said in that reading. And again, I feel like it's true for you. I'd be very careful of your finances. I'd be very careful of lending money, loaning money. I'd be careful where you're spending money. I don't think we need to be paranoid, as I always say. Tarot is meant to be loose advice at best in your life, but I would just pay attention. I would just pay attention to what you're buying, selling, whatever. Not financial advice, right? Go find someone who's definitely smarter than me. I failed algebra all like 19 times that I took it. So again, you should not be listening to me for financial advice, that's for sure. But in this row, you have the Temperance card, the 7 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the World. So I feel that you're working towards this, being born into a new world. Definitely some sort of accomplishment, but as I always say, the world can represent being pushed through the squeeze. It can say that you're being pushed through a squeeze. You're kind of like waiting to pop out the other side. And this can be like a difficult process. It's like when if you're being squozed, is that a word? Probably not. If you're squeezing through something and you're all sucked in like this, it feels very constricting. But when you pop out the other side, you're actually gaining a lot of freedom. So I feel for a lot of people, and not just you, Scorpio, I feel like for basically everyone, we're all kind of like in this squeeze process where we're squeezing through to the other side. Has a lot to do with our values, has a lot to do with our morals, our beliefs, traditional beliefs as well with the Hierophant. I talk about this a lot as well because of Neptune and Pisces. As I've said for like 2 years straight now, to me, Neptune and Pisces is the biggest transformation that we're going through. It doesn't really represent transformation. I think it's causing a transformation, and it ends in 2025. And I've been talking about 2025 for a very long time. I think it's a significant change year. It's like, are we going to notice a hard stop in 2025? No, astrology doesn't work like that. But, by the time we get there, we're going to have experienced a lot of changes. And what I would say now is you, as a person, you want to prepare for these changes now. Because it's like when we get there, you're going to be one of the people, you're going to want to be one of the people that's like gone through the changes. This could represent, basically I would be learning new things, as many new things as you possibly can. I would be thinking like Aquarius energy. I would be thinking, new technologies, new ideas, new beliefs, new whatever. Doesn't mean you have to believe anything. Doesn't mean you have to take on these beliefs. Doesn't mean any of that. Just means doing the research, having the knowledge, right? Is probably going to be the most beneficial thing. I would also say anything you do to build a network, work with other people, team up with other people on projects, businesses, just for fun, just having people you can bounce ideas off of, I think is very valuable as well. I keep telling people, it's like you don't have to start a business with other people. You could just start a network where you're just like bouncing ideas off each other, kind of building up a team that way. I think those things are going to be very successful in the future. And it's going to lead towards this transformation. You have the Seven of Wands, which is a card of conviction, knowing that you know that something is for you. The Temperance card is a transition or transformation, so you're going through a change. The Seven of Wands is like a little bit of stubborn energy, so again, I would just like allow for new ideas to enter into your life. I would allow for, I would be thinking about new opportunities that could be coming your way. I feel like there's a lot of success there for you, but this looks like a transformation to me. I like it. Again, I would focus on that star. It's like something is giving you hope, and with the right here, with the star and the Ace of Swords, the thing that is giving you hope towards this new world right here, it could be a new idea. The Ace of Swords can be a card of inspiration. It could be like a new job, a new opportunity. So I would definitely be kind of like leaning in that direction, whatever this new opportunity is. But this looks like a pretty big transformation to me. So it's like, I feel like finally things are better as well in this reading. So I like to see that. And again, I feel like there is like is this real life moment coming in for you this week? Because, it's like there could be like some sort of new opportunity that comes in that you just don't believe or whatever. But it looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, Scorpio. And again, part 2 is linked up at pinned comment down below.